I want to let you know that Ryan and Shannon asked me about 2 months ago to put this together. And they told me I had to keep it short. So I promised them that I would. But I started preparing because I know they're both very meticulous on how they prepare. So I started writing a few notes. Now, this should only take me about a half hour to get. Just under. Anyhow, first thing I want to do is welcome everybody. I did jot a few notes down, and because I'm an old guy now, I've got to put my glasses on, so bear with me one moment. And I want to welcome you on behalf of Debbie and I, Mitch, Linda, Matthew, Joey, Ashley, Michael, our grandparents that are here tonight, our grandparents that couldn't be here tonight, and our extended family and all of our friends. Hopefully you're having a great time and you're here to celebrate this great day, this shining moment for Ryan and Shannon. I learned a long time ago that when people speak at functions, people rarely remember what you said. They rarely remember what you did, but you typically will remember how you made them feel. So my hope today is to make you feel as good as I do about this day for Shannon and Ryan. The great philosopher and poet Maya Angelou once said, "Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, it leaps fences, it penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope." We arrive at this destination today, Coomer Hall, full of hope, full of love, and full of promises. It's a destination that many of you may or may not know started in St. Martin in the Caribbean. It started in Costa Rica. It started on the Eastern Shore because Shannon was all over the world as to where she wanted to have her reception. But it's a day full of hope, love, and promise. I want to talk about our couple and that love and that promise, but I also want to talk about a scream. Yes, a scream. And we'll get to that in a moment. When Shannon was born, she was the tiniest little baby. She was about 5 pounds. And at first she didn't breathe. It kind of scared us a little bit. But then she let out this blood-curdling scream. Blood-curdling scream. The halls and the walls of Holy Cross Hospital shook. Later in life, she found a best friend when she was about 6 or 7 years old that could scream as loud as she could. And when they played this game called Bug, oh, Heather, there you are. Okay? It was heard recently, I believe, by Ryan and his family in the Outer Banks in, where were you? Corolla. She went jogging and came back, and a bug crawled up her shorts, and she let out a scream that you said everybody came running or something. So that scream led to a promise. When I heard that little baby scream, I promised her that when this day came, she and I could look back and say we had a great ride and a great journey. And I think we have. We've had a great time with her playing soccer. And by the way, there's a number of kids, young ladies who are now beautiful that I coached when they were 6 years old on the first All-Star team. Would you stand up real quick, please? Lisa, Kristen, Lindsay, where are you? Okay. That was my 6-year-old All-Star team. Give her a round of applause. So I made that promise when she was a baby. We had a great time. We went all over the place, Disney, Ocean City, Dominican Republic, Mexico. But then that promise led to another promise, a promise that Ryan made to me a few months back when he asked me to go down to Glory Days Grill. He and I sat there for 2 hours. We drank a couple beers, and he asked me for her hand in marriage. And he made me a promise that he would always take care of her, even when she screamed for the Redskins or the Maryland Terrapins. Now, the only problem, and I embraced him as my future son and what have you, but the only problem with her selection is he likes the Philadelphia Eagles. likes Virginia Tech. But I always say, fear the turtle. So anyhow, with that said, know this. The love you share will change moment by moment. To maintain the foundation you have already built, you must place your faith in the ebb and flow of life, of love, and of relationships. You're going to have highs, so enjoy them, celebrate them. You're going to run into a couple lows, work through them, and get back to the highs. May God bless you always. Know that your family loves you, we all love you, and we're always there for you. I love you. Congratulations.
I'm Matthew, Shannon's younger brother and bridesmaid. I just wanted to start off by thanking everyone for being here today with us. I just found out 7 days ago that I was giving this speech, so just kind of bear with me. Shannon and I go way back from the beginning of time. There are a few things that definitely stick out in my mind. We were always very competitive with sports. I, of course, was always the better one. We were also very competitive in swimming. I can remember Shannon, Heather, and I would practice our swim team strokes on the rug. I'm not sure if it was Shannon or Heather, but one of them thought it was a good idea because the rug was blue, and so we just would practice our swim strokes on the blue rug. If we weren't practicing our swim strokes, we were locked in the guest room at the King Street house trying to beat every level in Super Nintendo. But Shannon wasn't always the nicest sister growing up. Shannon, Rachel, and Diane tied me to a chair in the basement, a very dark basement, and left me there, and they were all three nowhere to be found. So I walked upstairs and up the stairs, and I think it was my dad or mom who ended up untying me from the chair. Shannon and I never went to school together, but because of her, when I came to high school, everybody knew who I was, and I was greeted with a swift toss in a trash can with every single one of my football passes. It's definitely funny how times change. Shannon and Heather used to dish me when we were younger, and now here I am giving this toast. My sister is a very good person, though. She went to Mary Washington to play soccer. She then transferred to George Mason, where she walked on to the team, which was a Division I team, I believe. She went on to earn her BA in psychology and her minor in communications, and then she went on to earn her master's also from George Mason. Pardon. Shannon loves playing soccer and always has. And inevitably, soccer was how Shannon met Ryan Turpin. I can't really pinpoint the first time I met Ryan, but I remember sitting with him at a Christmas Eve dinner and realizing what a great heart he had. I loved Ryan too. He opened up his arms to me in his home and to my beautiful girlfriend as well. I was living with them, so I was able to see how much they cared for each other and how they treated each other with such love and respect. Living with them was actually how I realized that they were in love. I knew they were meant for each other when Shannon was standing in the kitchen one night, and she let one go. She passed it over to It sounded like it came from like a 350-pound man. It was awful, and I turned around and looked at Ryan and thought maybe he would have been like running away or throwing up in a bucket or doing something like that. But Ryan just sat there. Like it was completely normal. It was completely okay. So on that note, Ryan, welcome to the family. On a serious note, though, I wouldn't be where I was without my sister. She's been a great mentor for me these past 5 years, helping me accomplish my goals, which we both did this past month by getting me into George Mason University. So, thank you so much. These two are madly in love and respect each other so much. I couldn't see my sister with anyone else. I'm so happy that Ryan Turpin walked into her life. So here's to the happy couple. I'm going to do a toast in Spanish from our Puerto Rican heritage, so just follow me. So I'm literally just following. So it's para arriba, para abajo, para dentro, para adentro.
I'm Ryan's brother, and fortunately I was honored a few months ago with the request of being the best man here tonight. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. When I got off the phone call with Ryan, after he told me he had proposed finally to Shannon, two things kind of stuck out to me. One, he had chosen me. Not that I didn't think I was in the running or anything like that. Figured I was a good call for it. But anyone who knows Ryan knows he's grown up with a great group of friends who he's been close with since birth. A name that comes to mind is Jason Smith. Everyone knows Jason and Ryan have been butt buddies since the day they were born. Right? Anyways, I don't know why Ryan chose that. But anybody that knows that Ryan could have chosen 100 guys. There's a number of people in this room that would have done a much better job than I'm doing right now. And I'm very thankful, Ryan, that you chose me. And secondly, it's the way he kind of asked me. And I say asked very loosely. It was more of a, hey, Mike, I'm getting married. Oh, congratulations, Ryan. And then at the end of the conversation, so you're going to be the best man, and I'm going to need a speech. So I was a little thrown off by that. I had no idea. But I think both of those really speak to what Ryan said last night, that we're all a team. And I mean by that, me, him, and my sister have always been very close together. I've never met a group of siblings that are closer than us. I don't mean to brag, but and not that we're close, not that we talk every day on the phone, not that we need to be by each other's side at all moment, but in the aspect that everyone has each other's back. If I were ever to get in trouble, which has happened once or twice. It was never my parents that I was looking forward to go to. It was Ryan and Ashley that I couldn't wait to make a phone call and hear what they had to say. And it wasn't easier to hear their advice as opposed to my parents. They have been just as tough as they have on me. But I really thank them for that. And I'm not done yet. And this is the first time I'll ever say this, all right? But as that team, there's always been kind of that designated leader, as there always is, and it's definitely been Ryan. Not that me and Ashley wanted to march behind him or anything, or ever actually really liked anything he did. But he's always set an excellent example for what to do, whether it be in school, with grades. We used to joke, he was the kid, if he got a B, he'd come home with his inhaler and freak out. Couldn't handle that. He was a straight A student. With sports, I joke with him, I've always been a better athlete, as you can tell. But he was great with sports. He's always put 100% effort into everything. He's an excellent role model, and I can't thank him enough for that. But it's tough looking at him and saying he's an excellent role model. Jesus Christ.